Little Nitro.
Stat.
If James lost, he'd have to eat a dub.
I'm not doing that. Did you see that clip of Deion Sanders?
You don't call Nick Saban Nick. Don't call me Deion.
Let me put some respect on his name. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is the Paul Rodriguez Show. It is Monday. What's today? The 27th, 28th, 27th? Man, it's I'm losing track of my days, but it's time to get into the mix. Lots of news going on. We'll get to that in a minute. Before we do so, joining us in studio, producer James. How you feeling?
I'm good.
You good, man? The man, the DF Dub. I guess he's going to be chauffeured around again. Ladies and gentlemen, Wes Washington from the Executive Suite, Mobile Suite. Hey, man, how you living? Looking good?
Doing good, man. Had a great weekend. Just had lots of fun sports. Austin was a pretty big weekend for sports with Dell Match Play, and
Absolutely.
they had NASCAR out at COTA, and then of course, the basketball tournament. It wasn't in Austin, but people in Austin were focused on the UT Longhorns.
Big news out of Texas. We'll get to that in a little bit, but before let's not bury the lead. Lamar Jackson requesting a trade as of March 2nd. Big news coming out of Maryland. Lots of information being passed around right now. The owners' meetings are in Arizona. Maybe a deal gets done for Lamar as well for Aaron Rodgers. We'll see if the Packers and the Jets can finalize a deal. Wes, are you surprised that Lamar wants out of Maryland? Although he did say, shining a whole bunch of light on the situation, he asked for this deal nearly a month ago. It's barely being brought to light now because the leverage just seems to be favoring tremendously right now with Lamar. But Baltimore Ravens seem to be going in a direction Lamar doesn't want to be a part of. How do you see this kind of ending up? Will Lamar get the deal done, or is this going to be somewhere where do we potentially see a 2023 season without Lamar Jackson?
I think he's not going to be playing this season. It's going to be a holdout, just because I don't think that the people in his corner are he's not doing it right.
How so?
I don't understand why he doesn't have an agent. Why does he not have a real agent?
Because he doesn't want to pay that fee. He doesn't want to pay the extra money to the agent. There have been plenty of people who were able to negotiate their own deals.
If you say so, man.
It's not that they say so. It's just the facts that has been come to light. I mean, we're all going to we're going to pretend like Richard Sherman couldn't get his own deal done.
Well, Richard Sherman, I think, is a more intelligent person. I just don't think. I don't know. I can't say these people aren't intelligent. I'm just saying they need to get a sports agent so they can get this deal done. It's I just don't. I don't see it being done if they don't have a real agent. I don't. You see, who was it? Mahomes. His deal, that was ridiculous. That was a stupid deal, and I have a feeling that maybe that's what they want for Lamar.
You're saying
the Ravens are like, no, we're not going to pay him.
You're saying Patrick's deal was stupid, but Deshaun's wasn't? Is that what you're saying, or are you confusing Deshaun and Patrick?
Well, Patrick started he started it when he got that deal. Deshaun's deal it's not stupid the way it is. It's just stupid to give him that much money, to me.
Why?
You haven't seen the kind of play. Because you haven't seen him play. Is he really has he helped your franchise?
He sat out for 12 weeks this week. Obviously not. But at the same time, you have to remember, would they rather deal with Baker and try to do that fifth-year option, or they deal Baker away, get in Deshaun when they actually lost out? It wasn't until the 11th hour deal that Atlanta and Carolina said they weren't going to be involved with Deshaun, that the Browns came in with a deal he couldn't refuse. Granted, it's a deal that a lot of people don't like. And I'm kind of curious, why is it a quarterback can't get a fully – how is it any football player can't get a fully guaranteed deal? Why does that seem so difficult to kind of put language into a contract so that the deal is completely fully guaranteed? Why is that so difficult?
I don't think that's a bad thing. Obviously, I think that you should get a guaranteed deal because if you look at some of these players, I mean, they need to get guaranteed money just because they don't know if they're going to be able to play tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Or shit, some of them have problems, walking again because it's such a violent and brutal game. You got who was the play for the Broncos defensive tackle? He was just talking on somebody's podcast, I forget, but Wolf. I want to say Wolf.
Mm-hmm. Derek Wolf.
He yes, he said he had a helmet to helmet hit. He's basically paralyzed for I don't know a week or something, like a couple of days or something, like he says.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he can't feel anything, all this kind of stuff.
Right.
He's back to playing in 2 weeks because you know why? The NFL doesn't care about them,
No.
so they might as well try to get as much money as they want. But also on the other side, it's like, well, if you want to win, I think you also have to set it up to where you're under the cap and all that kind of stuff. But I guess that's not the player's job. That's the GM or whoever's job to figure that out. So,
right.
Man, but also I believe you should get as much money as you can. But sometimes, man, I'm always like, man, that's just ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, I think what you're talking about there is you're taking into consideration the rest of the team that you need to field around you so that you can be successful to go chase a championship. And if your quarterback's going to be making, I don't know, $60 million a year, that may be a little bit of a challenge. Now, with that being said, the cap does go up every year, and there's ways that you can be creative with cash over cap so that those numbers don't impact the cap number, which you can be a little bit more creative. At the same time, I have to just say this is that the market is what it is. And, of course, Deshaun's deal totally reset that market. I think for me and my thoughts on it, Lamar is looking for compensation that's going to be relative to the top of the market. And for him, he's looking at something that's going to be over $50 million. Right now, I think Aaron is probably the highest average quarterback making 50, probably 50.5. And it's going to get even higher if a deal gets done with the Jets for them. But for Lamar, I think what he's taking into consideration is that he's accomplished more in his short time and still only being in his mid-20s than what has Deshaun done. And for Lamar, having an MVP under his belt, taking a team that has not put many weapons around him, has been successful in the AFC North. Again, you have to ask yourself, how well are they doing in the postseason? Are they competing for AFC championship games? The answer to that is no, they're not. And you have to ask yourself, well, what is it? What else does Deshaun need? What else does Lamar need in order to accomplish those goals? But the inverse is Lamar saying, look, I got hurt in the middle of last year. I went and played in my last year, and y'all didn't get a deal done. And so now we all knew you were going to franchise tag me. And next year they're going to have another tag that they can place on him if they need be. And so for this year, he's going to be locked into a little over $32 million a year. Is that a lot of money for everybody else? Absolutely. It's a ton of money. But for that skill set, and that's what they're getting compensated for, is their skill set, based off the market, he needs to be making a little bit more money. And for a little bit, I mean probably $15 million more per year if things are going to be done properly. I think a deal could definitely get done with Baltimore if they want to get close to 50, maybe a little over 50. I'm not saying 60 million, but I'm saying maybe 52, maybe 51. That could be a fair compensation. If not, there's going to be a team out there who has tens of millions of dollars who are under the cap, who are going to go make a deal done, possibly for Lamar. Indianapolis is out there. If I was Detroit, I would get rid of Jared Goff and I'd bring in Lamar. They have nearly $25 million under the cap. Get a deal done, get a trade done. Maybe the Patriots, maybe Houston trade some of that draft capital, gets out of the number 2 spot and brings in Lamar down to Houston. I think there's tons of options right now for Lamar. He knows there's a ton of teams who need a quarterback of his caliber who could be and go make an instant impact on their team. I just think time will tell. But I think you're right. If a deal doesn't get done or a trade doesn't get done, I don't think Lamar is going to play because of the injury he sustained last year in the middle of the season.
And I also believe that the Ravens are kind of like the Steelers and maybe also like the Patriots, where I don't think they're going to really mess around, and I don't think they want to pay him that much money. And I think that they're gonna basically say, you know what, if you think you make more money somewhere else, go for it.
Yeah, and I think that's ultimately what they're telling him, right? Especially if it's true, which I'm going to take it as face value. If he did request that trade as of March 2nd and nothing had gotten done, there appears to be no teams who are out there to want to do a deal right now anyway. And I'm not surprised because we have the draft coming in about a month's time. Now, there could be a lot of activity when the night of the draft where you have a lot of pieces being moved, similar to kind of what happened last year when we had A.J. Brown and then Hollywood Brown. So A.J. went from Tennessee to Philly, and then Hollywood Brown went from Arizona, or not from Arizona, but we went from Baltimore out to Arizona. So there could be a lot of moves. This year could be quarterbacks, and two of the big names right now are Aaron Rodgers as well as Lamar. Transitioning to Aaron Rodgers, a deal still has not been done between the Packers and the Jets. I see Russ kind of rolling his eyes a little bit. He may be done with that story, but that's all right. We're still going to talk about it. Wes, talk to me now. How does this deal get done? The Jets are not going to part ways with their 13th overall pick. What does the deal have to get done, do you believe, for Aaron? And if so, can the deal get done if they put the right pieces together?
I mean, who cares? I'm just saying.
Well, you don't, obviously.
I get tired of hearing about Aaron Rodgers. It's and I mean, I don't understand why the Packers and the Jets don't get it done. But I guess the Packers maybe want too much for him. But it's like, let's get the deal done and get it over with. So I stop talking about Aaron Rodgers. See, that's what he wants, is everybody to talk about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers.
You don't think that this deal is going to be impactful for the AFC as a whole? You don't think that Aaron Rodgers going to a strong, stout defensive team, mixing in Garrett Wilson, the Rookie of the Year, Bryce Hall out of Iowa State, who was coming off an injury, you don't think that would be an instant? I mean, we'll factor in Allen Lazard there as well. You don't think that's an instant Super Bowl contender?
I mean, they're a contender, but that doesn't mean that.
No. What I mean Super Bowl contender, I mean they will. It'll be them or the Chiefs to represent the AFC. I don't mean like they will be in the Super Bowl at minimum the AFC Championship game.
Oh no, I don't see that. I don't see him getting out of the second round in the AFC.
You don't think that you don't think they'll win that division if Aaron's there? You think Josh Allen's going to take it?
I think Aaron Rodgers just got Aaron Rodgers. He's just got to do it. He's going to do what he did in Green Bay and get your hopes up. And then, I think he had his Super Bowl run, but I don't know, man. I don't know if the guy's into it as much. I think he's out there just playing to make some stats and say, yeah, maybe I'm going to try to win a Super Bowl, but I don't know if his heart's in it anymore. The dude's hanging out in dark closets, man. Come on.
You got official word that he's hanging out in dark closets?
Well, okay, he's not in dark closets. He was in some kind of dark retreat.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
I just didn't know if you had some inside information. You in Dallas, you got all the big connections.
I'm just saying, what is that? What is a dark retreat? What do you I mean?
I don't know. I don't run in those circles.
I don't know.
Yeah, you brought it up. I just want to give you some time to kind of talk about it. Maybe you had something I didn't know about.
I don't get people that want to do these things at dark. I said they got restaurants where you eat in the dark. I mean,
in Dallas,
in complete dark. I don't know about in Dallas. I don't know where they're at. I've seen advertisement for them, but I do not know where they're at. But I don't know. I don't trust being in the dark with other people, strangers.
So James, do you know, was Aaron in dark rooms with strangers or was he by himself?
I think it was by himself.
I think he was by himself too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You think he was like completely in the dark?
From what it seems.
You think he ate meals in the dark?
Probably.
I don't think so. I think that's just food.
How's he getting his meals if there ain't strangers in there? I mean, how does he get to the room? How does he get? I mean, how does he get to where he's at? Is he, like you said, if he's eating meals? That means somebody's bringing him the meal.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that Aaron can't get a pre-made meal and put it in the microwave and heat it up and then eat it? You think he's so bougie that he has people bringing him food and hand delivering it to him?
How you gonna run the microwave in the dark?
That's a great question. I don't know. I'm just asking. You're telling me one thing, and I'm like, that's an interesting take. I don't know. I'm just curious. I just like to search and reach and kind of see, how logical is that take? Like, does that really make sense? Like, and if he was in the dark and people were bringing him food, don't you think that's kind of spooky? Like, you don't know who's bringing you something. You don't know what they could be bringing you.
Exactly. Yeah. You might think it's a hot dog. It ain't really a hot dog.
That's different. That's definitely different. 7:53. Check your hot dogs, folks. Now I don't want a hot dog for next 60 days. I don't know. What you sipping on there, man? What you got going on?
Just water, man. Just water.
Okay. You're not a sweet tea kind of person? What do you drink if you're not drinking water?
And well,
you're on the road.
I usually only allow myself like one drink a day other than water.
Okay.
So like I usually either I drink a Dr. Pepper or a sweet tea. Okay. But after I have the one, it's nothing but water the rest of the day.
Okay. Self-discipline, man.
Plus I'm trying to get my buzz on.
See, now you're making exceptions.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm saying during the week or whatever, I try to keep it just to water mainly. I like a little. Huh?
Go ahead.
I like to try to get all the toxins out of my body, like on Monday and
what kind
Tuesday
of toxins?
And stuff like that.
What kind of toxins?
Just from drinking from the weekend.
You're not doing a sauna?
Yeah, I do a sauna after every workout. Sitting there probably about 15 minutes. Sweat. Everybody's like, "Why do you wear clothes in the sauna?" Because I don't want to sit around in a room with a bunch of naked dudes. I don't like that.
So you sit in the room. So you sit in the room clothed with other naked dudes.
I mean, the dudes, they're wearing towels or whatever, but like, I kind of standoffish, focus straight ahead on my phone.
You hang out with Tony in there?
I don't think Tony does the sauna. He usually, because Tony, he gets, he's got a personal trainer, so usually the personal trainer actually go and stretch him out and also do the that little the vibrating the little vibrating thing with it's got the ball on the end and it vibrates it like really.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about. I can't think of the name though.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. You know what I'm saying. All the because it became really popular when the NBA was in the bubble. All those guys are sitting on the bench, and I guess it kind of massages your legs or whatever.
Physical therapy with Wes.
Yeah, some kind of physical therapy tool. Yeah.
All right. Big news out of Austin. What's wrong, Wes? What's up, man? You tired?
Terrible.
What did we do? We didn't even say anything. We just said it was a big news out of Austin. You started shaking your head. Everything all right? Is there some news I don't know about? You want to let me in on?
No. Go ahead.
All right. Rodney Terry will be named, soon to be named, the new head coach of the UT men's basketball team after finishing up in the Elite Eight. Wes, how did they go? How did they let Miami go on a 30-13 run to lose a game by 7 points at the end? Was it that they were down? Was it that they were injured? Was it just complete lack of coaching? What was it from your end? Because I just really understand how they could be in complete control coming out of the second half, and then 3 or 4 minutes in, they just go, just absolutely quiet from the field.
I mean, it's a combination of things. I think they also they stopped making threes.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some people that are taking shots that shouldn't be taking shots. Also, of course, UT fans are going to blame it on the over-the-back call that was turned to a call on, I think it was his name, Brock Cunningham. They're going to look at that and say, oh, they don't want Texas to win. Oh, they're cheating against the Longhorns. But at that time, Miami had already made the comeback. So that's on you. That's your fault. I don't understand, you're just getting outplayed. You're getting out hustled. Maybe you're coasting in to thinking that you got it. And everybody's already thinking about, oh man, we're about to go to Houston for the Final Four. Man, I got to get tickets for my fam or something like that. I guess you just lose focus. I don't know. I've heard a lot of the people blaming it on the injuries. I think they're one of their top players was out. I can't think of his name right now because I'm not that big of a Longhorn fan.
Yeah, the kid from Hendrickson.
Yeah, he was out, and he was playing really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you look at him going into the Big 12 tournament, and he was playing pretty dominant. So you can say it's injury, but to me, they were just dominating Miami. I don't understand how you can blame it on injury when you were beating up on them. So just I think it's just a lack of focus and just getting in your own way, shooting too many threes. Why is Brock Cunningham taking shots in crunch time? I get that you're a 6-year senior, but there's no way Brock Cunningham should have the balls in his hand trying to take shots to put your team up. That's not the guy. I'm just being honest. He's a good defensive player. He's an emotional, he's an emotional leader.
Yeah.
He's a guy that's gonna hustle and all that kind of stuff. But when the game's on the line and you need a bucket, I'm not going to Brock Cunningham. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Brock Cunningham from Westlake High School, locally in the Austin, as well as Dylan Dessou, who was injured. Dylan Dessou was playing very well in the round of 64 and 32, kind of helping them get to the Sweet 16. The end of the road, Texas hasn't been this deep in quite a while, right? Probably since KD 2008, maybe.
Well, they didn't go that far with KD. I think they went farther the next year. But I mean, they've only been to Final Four once, and I believe that was TJ Ford. Wait, have they been there more than that?
I don't think so. I think you're right.
I know they went with TJ Ford.
Mm-hmm.
They went to. Did they go? I think they made it to the Elite Eight with when they had BMW, which is Blanks, Mays, and Wright. But the Hogs ended that season. They beat Texas 4 times that year. Arkansas did.
Yeah, speaking of Arkansas, like they went out in the round of Sweet 16, right? They kind of took an L against UConn.
Yeah, well, as of right now, I think UConn's probably the favorite.
You're probably right,
especially with Texas being knocked out.
Yeah,
they look dominant. I don't think anybody's even came close to challenging them. Their big man inside he's just dominating. He's he's what that Purdue's big man should have played like.
Mm-hmm.
But I think right now UConn's the favorite to win it. But I kind of rooting for the underdogs. So I'm kind of rooting for Florida Atlantic. But this is the craziest Final Four. I don't understand how anybody could have picked this Final Four.
No way.
I don't mean. There's no way anybody could have picked it. But what do they say the odds of a perfect bracket? It's like
no clue.
1 in 9.2 quintillion.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what I said?
I think that's right.
Yeah. 1 in 9.2.
That's nuts.
Quintillion. So.
Well, my favorite. So you're rooting for UConn going in the Final Four. That's where you're at.
No, I'm not rooting for UConn.
Okay.
I think UConn is the favorite. I think UConn's probably out of the 4 teams. I think UConn's playing the best basketball, and I think that they're going to win. They look the best.
Who do you like?
Who I'm cheering for?
Yeah,
I'm cheering for Florida Atlantic because I feel like that's the smaller school, and I root for the underdog once my team is out of it.
No doubt. Since Texas is out, I'm gonna switch my allegiance to San Diego State. That's what I'm gonna roll with. I think they're playing some good ball, discipline. I think that big win was really something that they shouldn't have won, but they were to pull something out. And teams like that, if you can win in tight games at the last minute, shows a little bit about who you are. It shows that you were running extra in the offseason. You were doing the little things right. You're a little bit more – you got the want to in you. James, what about you? Now that Texas is gone, what do you like?
Probably gonna say FAU also.
Okay.
Yeah, just the underdog.
Just because they're the smallest school?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to see what the enrollment is at San Diego State compared to Florida Atlantic. It'd be kind of. We'll have to look at that during the break. Speaking of breaks, it is 8:03. Before we get to a break, Wes, you want to just break off a little trivia, see if we can, see if anybody's in the chat. If they can, if y'all are in there, please let us know. Tell us hello. How are you doing? We'll give you a shout out. Go for it, Wes.
All right. Start off. We got trivia question. We're gonna do some. Still keeping it in March Madness. Who won the first NCAA basketball national championship tournament? If you can name the team or the school, the year, that would be a bonus, and also maybe name who they beat in that national title game. All right.
I got a question to help out the people. Was it before World War II?
You have to tell me when World War II
19, well, okay. Let me say this. We'll use the year 1942.
It was before that.
It was before 1942. All right. Little knowledge there. I think I know when it is. Let's put it this way. We'll see what happens. We'll talk in the break. We'll see what happens. Give us a few minutes. We'll get into a break. When we come back, we'll give you a trivia, and we're going to talk a little bit of the owners' meeting, get back into the Dallas Cowboys a little bit, see if we can pique Wes's interest a little more, and then, see how things go from there. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you in a little bit. Give us 5. Welcome back, everybody. It is the Paul Rodriguez Show, getting back into the mix. Lots of news coming out of Dallas. Lots of big acquisitions being taken up that are going to be more of support rules for the Cowboys. Ezekiel has been officially gone. A couple of defenders on the backside to kind of help out. Some names floating around. Bobby Wagner is maybe on the trail. He is not locked in yet. I think he would be another support piece for the linebacking core. Other big news out of Dallas, a certain quarterback decided to did you see, Wes, did you see this? Dak Prescott getting a 10-hour leg tattoo session. Did y'all hear about this? Yeah, over the weekend he had a looked like a little bit of a memorial for his brother, I think on the back of his calf, and then of course some artwork from Dallas. I think there was about 4 or 5 artists who did a 10-hour session all together on his lower right leg. I think it went from his above his calf all the way to his mid thigh. It's a lot of work, 10-hour session just to get a bunch of artwork. Wes, you're not a tattoo fan, not a big tattoo person?
Man, I got commitment issues, so I can't commit to a tattoo, especially that's something that's forever, man. So
yeah,
it's hard for me to do a tattoo.
Yeah, you're like Brittany, you're like Kim Kardashian. Why would you put a bumper sticker on a Rolls Royce? I get it.
I just like I said, man. I mean, it's if I would ever put anything on there, if I ever thought about doing it, whatever, maybe like something like my mom's name, or my name, maybe, or maybe Wu-Tang. I might put like the Wu-Tang W.
Really?
Yeah, big Wu-Tang fan, man. Come on.
I get it. I mean, we see with the Dallas Cowboy Wu-Tang cap, and I understand that, but I wouldn't put Wu-Tang in the same breath as my mom. Just saying.
I'm not saying, bro. But I mean, yeah, or maybe my best friend. I'll put his name.
I got you. Just somebody just trying to pay respect. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right. I get it. Other big news out of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones says he's excited for this upcoming year. I don't know, Jerry. This is another make it or break it year. I think we've had probably about 10 of those in the past 20, 30 years. So I'm kind of tired of the lip service. At the same time, we are going to be supporting the Dallas Cowboys. It is a nuisance, but it is a necessary nuisance. Me outside of this looking in, there's a lot of people saying that McCarthy's going to commit to the run. Ronald Jones signs. This dude Rico signs. Tony's there getting on the franchise tag. Wes, wouldn't it make a whole lot more sense if we're more active in the offensive line, getting support from quality free agents that are going to be boosting that offensive line if they were going to commit to that? What have you seen so far from the Dallas Cowboys in free agency to where you believe they're going to be committed to the run? And if they're not, say that too.
I haven't seen anything about that. I mean, to see anything that seems like they're doing, it seemed like they were more kind of committed to defense. But they got holes over there too. I mean, obviously they had problems stopping the run, so they need to look at that. I thought Bobby Wagner signed back with Seattle. Am I not? Did I hear that wrong? Or is it not official? I just heard that he was going back to Seattle. But like, there's no point in me getting hyped up about the Cowboys doing anything right now. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go to the games. I'm gonna cheer my butt off. But I'm not. Outside of that, I swear that once the game is over, I'm probably being like, yeah, they won this one, but will they win in the second round? Will they get to an NFC championship game?
Well,
I don't know if that team's ready. I don't know if that quarterback is the guy that's going to take you there.
For me, what I really want to explore mainly is the offensive line and defensive line. It seems like everything's being built outside of those two units. And for me, I don't understand. Like, I don't know what it is with Terrence Steele. I mean, everybody loves him. I don't know. He was a value whenever they got him in the later rounds. I would have loved to keep La'el Collins. Figured out how to get that deal done. You had Tyron Smith. They went out and they got Tyler Smith. All right, fine. That's an improvement there. But there were plenty of offensive linemen that y'all missed on that you could have solidified the, Frederick leaving because of, neurological issues. Zach Martin is getting long in the tooth. You let Connor McGovern go, who was at best a third string offensive guard. There's a lot of holes on that offensive line there. I just don't understand how you could be committed. Like, I'm sorry, but Tony Pollard is going to break down as fast as Ezekiel Elliott if he's going to be carrying the ball 20 times a game. And you're going to get maybe 2 years out of him. So I just don't see, if Dallas is going to have a porous offensive line, how you believe these running backs are going to have the same kind of impact. Tony Pollard's not going to be hitting home runs if he's carrying the ball 20 times a game. It's just not going to happen. And so for me, I'd love to see Jerry spend more time and spend some money on the offensive line and defensive line, especially where, that was the weakest point last year was the defensive line. Couldn't stop anybody. Everybody in the NFC is getting stronger. Zeke could go to Philadelphia, and I'm not saying he's going to be the best back ever for Philly, but I promise you this, whenever it comes to play Dallas Cowboys, I bet you get his best game because there's going to be some vengeance and some jealousy he's going to want to take out against the Dallas Cowboys, and everybody does. Whenever they play the star, they get up. And the same thing is going to go on for Saquon. Saquon got franchise tag, you better believe he's going to try to make a point to get a big check or get a big deal done the next year. And then you have the Commanders. You got Eric Bieniemy over there now. What's going to happen? What are they going to do with the draft? Their defensive line is going to be solid. There's a lot of moves that I see Dallas making in the secondary, linebacker core, running back room, receiver room. But you're not making any improvements in that quarterback room or offensive line or defensive line. And that's just the way it's going to be. What did Kansas City do? They let go of Orlando Brown Jr. and they brought in a big-time right tackle. They improved their offensive line after they just won the Super Bowl. What did Philadelphia do? Re-signed Lane Johnson. What did Cincinnati do 2 years ago after they got done losing the Super Bowl? Went to go get La'el Collins. Do we not see a pattern here? And it's crazy if we can see it, as people who talk about sports a couple of days during the week, that the wealthiest sports franchise owner in the world can't. And I don't know if that's just flat out ignorance or I don't understand if it's just maybe arrogance. It's one of the two. I just can't put my finger on it. But people are still going to go to the games. People are still going to spend the money. People are still going to buy the beer. People are still going to buy the product. And at the same time, it's just going to be unfortunate that it's going to be unfortunate that we're going to get a below average product week in and week out. And you're right, Wes. And I'm going to be different once the season comes. Absolutely. I'm going to be totally different. I'm going to be like, they're on a winning streak. They're doing well. And as soon as they let us all down, you're going to be there. See, I told you so. And I'm going to be like, yeah, you're right. And then I'm going to regroup for the next week. But it's so frustrating that improvements that we can see are glaring. They can't fulfill them.
I mean, are they thinking they're going to fill these holes in the draft? Do they have that many draft picks? I didn't think they had that many draft picks. I keep hearing names come up that they should go get, and then they don't do it.
Right.
I keep hearing about. I was hearing about Bobby Wagner. I thought they were supposed to get Bobby Wagner like 2 years ago or a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it never came. Deal never got done. It's frustrating as a fan, but what are you gonna do? Jerry won't take my calls anymore.
You're not gonna walk out of the room again like you did last time when you came face to face with him, are you?
I walked out of the room.
That's what you told me. That's what maybe that's what you said to save face. I don't know. All I remember is you said you walked in a room and you had to turn right around because you saw Jerry. You don't remember that?
Oh, that might have been at the restaurant, D. Lincoln.
See this guy over here?
It sounded good.
Hey, is that code for your truck, D. Lincoln?
No, D. Lincoln. No, it's a restaurant up by the Star. I think Jerry has got some steak in it or something like that. It's pretty fancy.
Bougie is what you're selling me.
Yeah. Then he's got like a little secret club area that he goes and hangs out in.
If you know about it.
So who gets admitted into that room?
Huh?
Who gets admitted into that room?
The VIPs. But I didn't want to. My boss was there, so I didn't want to make things weird. So I was like, I don't feel like smoking a cigar. I'm out.
So you telling me you could have smoked a cigar with Jerry and you chose not to because of the frustration he puts on you?
Yeah, man.
That's funny. That's cool to say, but it's also like funny that it happened that way. But I mean, I understand. Wes is not here for the bullshit. He's here for like the real honesty. He's like, I'm not here to like, schmooze. I want you to do your job and win so we can all celebrate together.
I can't just say, oh, hey man, Jerry, it's great to meet you and all that kind of stuff. When really I'm like, Jerry, you need to fix this bullshit that you're putting out on the field.
Why don't you tell him that?
Like I said, I was with my boss. I don't want to ruin my boss hanging out with all that kind of stuff. I can't.
Well, you think Jerry noticed you leaving the room?
Probably not. Let's just say there was a lot of
Wes. You hard to miss.
Yeah, but there was females there.
There you go. That's what I was looking for.
So Jerry wasn't looking at me.
That's what I was asking about. Who gets admitted into this room? And I had to dig a little bit, but there you go. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
There was some ocular distractions, is what you're telling me.
Yeah. Jerry never even looked at me.
All he had on was some Johnny Blue lenses and a couple of ocular distractions, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
That's apparently like his favorite Scotch, Johnny Walker Blue. You heard that before? Is that true?
I've not heard that. I wouldn't think he would. I figured Jerry probably drink Crown because he seems like he's got a lot of money, but he doesn't seem like he's got that kind of taste. I mean, they showed him what at Hard Knocks. He's eating McDonald's
and Whataburger apparently. You think that's what you think that was real, or do you think that was like a opportunity, like a business opportunity? McDonald's is like, hey, we're gonna send you a breakfast sandwich. Eat it on the show.
I don't know, man, but what he did to it just made it look terrible, man. He threw like a pound of salt on it.
Bro, some people, I get it. Some people are like salt people. Are you a salt person, James?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I'm like, I just needed regular seasoning. But yeah, he did throw like a bucket of salt on that breakfast sandwich. It's like, Jerry, what is it?
It was a McGriddle, so like that's what I didn't understand. Like it's supposed to be like sweet, right? The McGriddle.
Sweet.
I never had one, but it's like it's got like a syrup kind of cinnamon finish to it, and you just pounding salt on that.
I don't know. They are good though. Maybe we'll talk about that when we get off the rails. Favorite breakfast sandwich? Are you a breakfast sandwich or breakfast taco, James?
Lately, it's been the sandwich.
Sandwich?
Yeah, I get that sausage biscuit with egg.
Okay, that's solid.
It used to be a sausage McMuffin with egg, but I switched it over to the biscuit recently. I don't know why. It's pretty good.
Solid. Shout out to Carla in the chat. What up, Carla? Good to see you tonight. Being here, visiting us. Wes, lots. I saw a photo over the weekend featuring Pat Beverly and LeBron. Talk a little bit of basket real quick. Pat Beverly trolling LeBron by saying he's too small, but the little, he was putting his hand down like he wasn't big enough. What's up with Pat Beverly? Is he just trolling like usual? Dude can play though. I mean, he's bounced around some teams, but the dude can play ever since he was in Houston.
He's just a big troll. Like, I mean, Patrick Beverly, he's trying to get some kind of psychological advantage, I guess, over people. And he's a big trash talker. He's gonna try to do little things to get you angry. He's always had this feud with Chris Paul.
Right.
Him and Chris Paul do not like each other. Mm-hmm. They had the incident where he pushed Chris Paul in the back. Like they call a timeout. The game's pretty much over, and they're crossing or whatever. And you see Chris Paul say something to Patrick Beverly, and it got to Patrick Beverly, and he comes back and he just pushes Chris Paul in the back, which that's a sucker move. But
sucker,
Patrick Beverly's just been known to be a pest.
Yeah.
and people say he doesn't really play good defense as much as he just gets in. I mean, he bothers you. He just tries to do weird stuff or whatever. Not James Harden is another person does not like him. He's just. I mean, you'd like him if he's on your team, but if you're playing against him, you definitely do not like him.
He's kind of like what's his name, Lance Stevenson.
Yeah, I would say that. But I think he plays better defense than Lance Stevenson. Lance Stevenson, I think, is a better offensive player than Patrick Beverley. Just like I said about Brock Cunningham, if the game's on the line, you're not having Patrick Beverley take the shot unless it's just a wide open three. But even then, I'm still like, oh man, no. But I don't get it. I don't understand why you'd be talking to LeBron like that. But then LeBron's not that. He's not like Kobe and Jordan, where if you talk smack to him, then he gets mad and goes for 60.
Yeah.
Jordan and Kobe, there was those type of players when he would do something to make them mad, and then it'd be like, oh well, okay, here it comes. They had so many interviews. I think Kevin Garnett does an interview when he was a rookie. He was playing with Isaiah Ryder. I guess Isaiah Ryder is playing really good, and they're beating up on the Bulls, and so Kevin Garnett's talking smack to Scotty and to Jordan, and Jordan looks at him, and Kevin Garnett said, "All right," and then next thing you know, they went on this run, and Garnett comes to the bench and he can't breathe. And he's telling Isaiah Ryder, he's like, man, I'm sorry. It's like, I told you next time, just shut up.
All right, let's get to this story. I've been kind of sandbagging this story a little bit. Alexandria Davis. Why does that name sound familiar? Alexandria Davis. Any takers?
No.
Alexandria Davis is the woman who potentially could have her father by the name of Jerry Jones. So a report is coming down by ESPN. A woman who says Cowboy owner Jerry Jones is her father now accuses him of defamation. According to ESPN reports, a 26-year-old woman on Monday filed a federal defamation suit against the Cowboys owner, longtime Arkansas friend and Cowboy spokesman aligned. The three men initiated a deliberate plan to portray the billionaire's own daughter as an extortionist and a shakedown artist whose motivation was for money and greed. In a statement by Alexandria's lawyers have said, rather than acknowledge his child, his being Jerry Jones, or even taking the opportunity to get to know his child being Jerry Jones, my father, Jerry Jones, and his associates have publicly smeared my reputation and intentions, Davis said in a statement provided by her lawyers. She goes on to say, quote, I have been falsely accused of a shakedown and extortion. In reality, I am a daughter who simply wants to acknowledge her father without fear of retribution. I will not stand by and let my father's actions or words define me or my future. Lots of big statements coming out about this new defamation lawsuit. She's doubling down, right? That's what this looks like. She's doubling down on this story, and she wants to say she wants a relationship with her dad, Jerry Jones. This is going to be a lengthy suit, and it appears that she knows, based off of her lawyer's words and the words she's using in her statements, Jerry Jones ain't going to Jerry Jones wants nothing to do with her. And so now, to me, this is what it looks like to me, is she's doubling down and says, cool, you don't want to be my dad? Cool, you're going to have to pay not to be my dad. Because she filed this defamation lawsuit, and it doesn't say how much it is, or if it does, I haven't got to it yet. So Jerry Jones is saying that the lawsuit also alleges that slander campaign by Jones, Jack, and Wilkinson portrayed by Davis as an extortionist that was in conspiracy with others supposedly attempting to extort money from the Jones family. And it goes on and on and on. This is a huge story. It later goes on to say that Jerry Jones was alleged to have paid $375,000 to Davis's mother, named Cynthia Spencer Davis, who the lawsuit says was courted by Jones in 1995, when she was working at the American Airlines ticket counter in Little Rock, Arkansas. I mean, Carly, you could be right. She may not want a relationship, but she wants that money. Or she may want, like you said, that wants the fact that she just wants her father to acknowledge her. But it doesn't. If that's the truth, she didn't want to make this public. She made it public. Her lawyers made it public because are the lawyers working for free? I don't think so. They're trying to get 30% of whatever that lawsuit is going to deliver. West, go.
I mean, I don't understand why he doesn't just pay her. I mean, come on, Jerry. Don't.
He
Times
said
ain't rough, bro.
Called her an extortionist.
Man, give her your money. I mean, I mean, does she say she want to box at the stadium? I mean, you know, I mean, does she want to watch the games with Jerry? Is that what she's saying? You know, I don't know, man. But it seems like Jerry might not be wanting her around just because I'm sure his wife and probably I guess they're all his real kids, but his kids from his current wife, I'm guessing, probably don't want her around, you know, thinking that she just wants that money. But obviously, you know, Jerry, you can break her off some money and make her happy. Come on, dog.
James, what did Carla say?
About not wanting people to call her a liar.
She being Davis, she doesn't want anybody calling her a liar. Like, maybe she was telling everybody and her friends, because remember, she's a congressional aide, right? So she's running with circles who are affluent as well as Jerry Jones. I'm sure they're well-known people. They're very well educated. They probably make a lot of money, and she probably is sick and tired of all these people saying, you're just a liar, blah, blah, blah. You're not telling the truth. That could be a good point from a woman's perspective. But from the perspective I'm looking at it, I'm looking at this like just dollars and cents. And right now, she obviously, whether she does or does not want Jerry to acknowledge her, she wants some more cash because maybe she's done being a congressional aide. I don't know. Yeah. Well, what I do know is somebody's going to get paid off of this, or that's the way it's looking to me. James,
you think she walks around like, Jerry Jones is my dad,
like kind of boasting about it?
Yeah, I mean,
maybe
kind of seems like that, right? If she's worried about people calling her like,
or maybe she's using Jerry as dropping his name so she can have access to certain rooms.
Yeah,
it could be that also.
They get a DNA test.
I hadn't read that in the story. I haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay,
but don't you believe if this does go that far, there would have to be a DNA test?
Oh yeah. I mean, if I was Jerry, I would have already got the DNA test.
Well, maybe that's what he's afraid of, because maybe he knows it's right. Maybe he knows it's true, and maybe the story alleges like they gave her $375,000 to the mom.
Yeah, he gave it to the mom. It was supposed to be hush money, but in the mom, she's bad off. I think was she dying or something?
I don't know, man.
And I think that the girl was basically trying to say, well, I'm not getting any of that money or whatever, and because I think that. There was a deal where she was. I thought it was a deal where the mom was getting money, but once she dies, the money's cut off. So I thought that was why she came out and tried to get another deal. The daughter get a deal for when the mom is no longer with us. Oh, I could be wrong.
It sounds like somebody.
Most of the time, I'm right.
Sounds like somebody like didn't manage their money right. That's what it sounds like to me. You've been getting money for 25 years. For near than 30 years? You've been giving money for 30 years and you didn't manage your money right?
Hey, man. Times are tough. Stuff's going up, man. It's expensive to live these days.
$375,000.
But that's a lot easier to manage that money in the 90s.
I'm just saying, man, if you put that into a certain kind of vehicle where it's gaining a certain amount of compounded interest over 30 years, you put $200,000 in that bad boy, you should be comfortable. Over 30 years, you should be comfortable.
Okay. Right, you said who she's running with. You said she's running with a upper crowd. So I mean,
she earned that position. I mean, I'm not saying what she had to do to get there, but she made her own way to be a congressional aide. I'm just saying. I mean, we're not talking about like state rep, right? We're not talking about a state legislature. We're talking about United States federal government.
Huh?
I mean, maybe you passed her in the halls, you didn't even know it.
You're funny.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying we
hilarious.
don't know. Let's see real quick. I'm reading another paragraph right here. In February 2022, ESPN reported that the team paid a $2.4 million secret settlement to the woman, Dalrymple, who denied the allegation, resigned a week before the story was published. Others referred to this lawsuit and included 4 Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Oh, so there's more stuff going on. There's more lawsuits coming out about Jerry. Man, this is going to be crazy. This is the time for all that to come out. I'm just saying. 300,000? I don't know. 300,000 in 1995. What would that be? James, do that. Just search real quick. Do a Google search. $300,000 in 1995 in today's money. See what that is.
Oh man, we never answered the trivia question.
Go ahead and get that answer. Put it out there, Wes.
All right. Okay. So the answer is who won the first. The question is who won the first title. My car is about to turn off. It was Oregon in 1939. They were called the Oregon Web Feet. They went 29-5 that year, and in the championship game, they beat the Ohio State Buckeyes 46-33. I gotta turn my car back on. It's about to cut off.
All right.
It says right here that it says that 300,000 in 1999 is equivalent to about 541,700.
So over $500,000.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you put $100,000 in the bank for 30 years. I mean, in a compounding interest vehicle, you should be okay. I'm not saying you're gonna live forever, but if the mom was a realtor, even if she had a 9 to 5, if she was making $60,000, $70,000 in 95, she should still be, comfortable. But again, maybe Jerry didn't want to give her anything. I don't know. I don't know how people do these things, living these scandalous lifestyles. I'm not rich and famous. I don't know what's going on. All I'm just saying is someone hands you $375,000. Well, we said 300, right? Mm-hmm. 300. So 375 would be more than the $541,000. It's a lot of money. I mean, if you went and had a, sexual relationship with someone and they gave you $550,000, you're not gonna live forever, but you know what I'm saying?
I do it a couple times.
I don't know.
I'm saying.
Just saying, Jerry.
Somebody should pay me that much.
I don't know.
Gotta be worth it.
Gotta be worth it. We should. I would love to. If we could have just a different point of view, since we're kind of just like all male right now. I would like to trying to incorporate Carla in, but I want to respect her privacy also. Wes, what would you do for $500,000? What would you just be? What would you do? Will we ever see you again?
Yeah, you'll see me again.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I see like $500,000 probably go pretty quick. So obviously, I wouldn't do too much different. I'd still be pretty much the same. Probably I'd keep working, but I'd probably be more relaxed about everything. I wouldn't have to stress out about no bills. That's for sure.
Would you eat that?
Maybe take more trips.
Would you eat that gummy bear?
Nope. Definitely not.
500,000, you wouldn't eat it.
For 500,000, would I eat it? Nah, because I'd die. I don't think I understand. I will die if I eat that thing.
I would love to test it.
And then I guess somebody probably get paid, for suing the company for me eating that thing.
Can I get a life insurance policy on you first?
Yeah, you should, because I'm telling you,
You're not gonna die.
I've seen the reaction from people eating that thing, and I would die.
Do you eat regular gummy bears? Like, do you ever buy them and just like snack on them?
Like regular gummy bears.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
There's some gummy bears I eat. I don't know if you call them regular, but yeah.
You should prank them.
But yeah.
We should, right?
Huh?
We should prank you.
You should prank you.
Oh man,
it's the
no,
highest.
that'd be terrible.
It's the latest version out of Colorado. It's the latest version.
Dude, if y'all prank me and slipped in one of those gummy bears, man, it'd be like the scene in Dumb and Dumber.
Absolutely.
Huh?
I said absolutely.
Oh yeah. But
all right, let's get into it. It's 8:40. Let's get into a quick break. I don't want to lose Wes. We already lost him partially because his executive assistant didn't keep the mode of transportation on long enough. Give us a quick break. We'll get into 4. We'll get after this. We'll get in off the rails a little bit, and then we'll put a bow on this bad boy. It's a slow time right now in the news. I mean, there's some scandalous things going on at the same time. Carla, last thing she said was Carla's point is she, being Davis, was not trying. Maybe she, being Davis, the mom or the grandma. I'd be curious to know. Was not trying to get rich. Probably the mom, which would be the mama of Davis, the daughter of Jerry. Soak them in Everclear. That's a good idea. I brought some back gummy bears from LA. I'll share. See, there you go, Wes. You got a friend. You got a friend who wants to share. And not sharing is caring. Give us about 5 minutes. We'll be back. ladies and gentlemen. It is time to get off the rails. Before we do, let's go ahead and recap the weekend. Lots of golf. We had the last year of the match play at the Austin Country Club, sponsored by Dell Technologies. Michael Dell was in the building. This will be the last year that'll be there at Austin, unless maybe something changes. Spieth, I think, did pretty well. Former Longhorn, and then God, I can't think of the other guy's name. It was a good time. You could see Pennybacker Bridge in the distance off of one of the holes. Austin looked good. Austin,
weather amazing.
Man, our weather was amazing. Austin has another big event. They're kind of closing downtown right now, I think, as we speak. Pretty much, I want to say Cesar Chavez all the way to 11th Street, surrounding Congress. The CMT Awards, the Country Music Television Awards, are going down this week, and they're going to have like free events for the fans, for anybody to go downtown. And then there's going to be a concert that's going to have the Texas Capitol like in the background, so they're like shutting down Congress. So long story short, avoid Austin, Texas, downtown. We just had South by wrap up. We had the Dell Technologies match play, and of course Austin's having this week the CMT Country Music Awards in town. So, Austin, the city that never sleeps. Love it or hate it. It is what it is.
Avoid it, but don't come over here.
Avoid it, but keep your ass out the 4-4. That's all I got to say. Because we ain't got nothing for you neither. We ain't got nothing for you. I don't care what Instagram says about Airbnbs. I don't care what Airbnb says about nothing. It's all right. James, you love the people downtown, right?
Yeah, they're all right.
For the most part.
Friendly, yeah.
James is a bigger aficionado downtown. He's well known. Gets recognized.
You
don't get recognized?
Yeah,
yes, you do. James is a local celebrity. He's only on this show to bring credibility to our show.
Nah.
Nice.
Hey, I saw you from that show. Shout out Darkside. Come on, James, don't be modest now.
I tried to get Wes on, but
I know he let you.
Yeah, you said I couldn't do it from the car.
He wants you to put a little respect on his show's name. You don't want to be the first edition to be from the truck.
I want Chandelier West on. I don't want Lincoln West on.
I want that new studio West in there. He wants that new flavor.
I moved out of Chandelier like over a year ago.
I can't wait till I have the money to buy you a chandelier. I'm gonna put it in your. I'm gonna go make a trip to Dallas and be knock on your door.
There's
Wes,
no way to
let
put
me
a
in.
chandelier in my tiny apartment.
Shit, watch me do it. Watch me.
I wouldn't be able to walk around it.
I didn't say it had to be huge. I just said it was gonna be one.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, man.
You say so, bud. You say so.
Be an innovator.
Oh.
Be an innovator.
How is that XFL doing? Are you watching it?
Bro, I try to watch it. It's just so bad. The quarterback play is so bad. And like I turn it on, and then like once the first commercials come, I'm like, all right, that's enough of that. But I'll try to watch it, right? Like I'll be like, okay, I'll even wait. I'll be like, 2 minutes before the game kicks. Of course, it's streaming. So I'll just go on there and it says, your event hasn't begun yet. Your event has not begun. I'm like, all right. And then they'll do their little XFL spiel, and they're selling it. And God bless them, they're selling it. But then when it kicks off, I like the kickoff. It's a little different if you haven't seen it. And then, the quarterback play, we'll see a series. The one thing I do like is that they give each team a full series, and then they go to commercial. So, like, you're watching 20 minutes of ball uninterrupted, which I appreciate that. But then when the first commercials come, I'm like, let me see what else is on.
Yeah.
I saw the Live Golf Tournament 2 weeks ago on KNVA, whatever the alternate NBC channel is. And I was like, okay, I like it. Like they went head to head with a PGA Tour, and the PGA Tour like ended in a dud 2 weeks ago. And then the Live Tournament like went into a playoff and like 3-hole playoff. So of course the Live Tournament went an hour later than the PGA Tournament. And I was like, dude, they lucked out on this one. And of course, they're well notable names that everybody is, can be familiar with. And so, you have that W.
Are they all mic'd up? Like, what's
Live?
What's the difference in the broadcast from the PGA?
So the Live tournament has individual teams. They have individual scoring, and then they have team scoring. So like each team will have like 4 players, and it's a little funny. Like they put all the Latin players on a team called the Fireballs. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a little kind of weird. Then they put a team like all of the South Africans. They call them like the Sandhooks. You're right, and it's just like, where do they get these names?
Yeah.
Of course, all the American, they're like Team Top Flight, right? And it's just like, where are these names coming from? But it's cool because so everybody makes money. There's no cut. That's why it's called Live, because the Roman numerals Live is for 54. So like everybody makes money, and like we're not talking about like 10 grand. Like people walking away with like $250,000. Like the lowest people make $250,000. And then you get a team payout also. So, like, you can get paid twice. And then, of course, you have, like, an ongoing ranking and, like, kind of like in soccer. I don't know if y'all know what relegation is, but some teams, if they don't make the cut, they'll go to relegation. And so that means, like, you get sent to the JV. And then in order to get back to the varsity level, you got to, like, make sure your team scores a certain amount of, points. Anyways, the beautiful thing that the Live tournament did on Sunday was they didn't let you know the score. So what do people do in golf? You're going to flip it to the golf and you're going to see like who's in the lead, right? What's the leaderboard look like? Well, the Live tournament, they just put the golf. There's no leaderboard. Now, there's a leaderboard somewhere, but it's not on the screen, so like you can't keep track. Well, the PGA, they keep a leaderboard so they can keep track. And I thought to myself, why don't they have the leaderboard? And I was like, if they had the leaderboard, people would just come over to Live, see who's in the lead, and if their favorite player is close, they'll stay. But if they don't know if their favorite player is in contention, they got to wait to see where they're at. So I was like, that's some pretty good marketing, right? Keep them hooked. And they're either going to watch it or they're not. So if you tune over and you don't know what the score is, the likeliness of you staying for a little bit is a lot longer than if you tuned over and saw the score and then went back to PGA. Thought it was kind of it's you're playing with fire in my opinion, but it's kind of catchy if you want to see, I don't know, Brooks Koepka, or if you want to see Bryson DeChambeau, or if you want to see some Americans, you can kind of go do here. Or if you want to see Oosthuizen, the South African, kind of wait for him to play his game. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. But yeah, I was like, Live tournament definitely got one over the PGA 2 weeks ago. Kind of cool.
Why are they getting rid of the Dale match play?
The contract ended. They had it for 8 years. Yeah, it was there for 8 years, and I'm sure somebody will probably pick it up somewhere. I mean, Michael Dell spent all that money for 8 years. I'm sure Dell, of course, Dell has a contract with the state of Texas, but how many Dell computers are being purchased outside of Texas? Probably not many. I don't know many. Make sure we get Wes out of here. You got 7 minutes before you got to go. Anything else crazy from the weekend y'all want to bring up before we can get off the rails? I don't know how off y'all want to get. Any watch any good movies?
There was some UFC on Saturday.
How did that go?
They were all right.
Kind of weak, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was too.
Nothing outstanding.
What's up with Masvidal and Rogan?
That was pretty good.
What they talk about?
He kind of just promoted his. He's got a fighting championship that's got a pretty good card on it. That's
really
going to
good
be
card.
on April 1st. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I think I might check that one. I haven't bought a UFC in a while, but I'm probably gonna buy that one.
Yeah, it's boxing.
Is it boxing?
Boxing. Yeah.
Is it his promotion?
Mm-hmm. Gamebred Fighting Championship.
Okay. Who's he fighting?
He's not fighting.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Doesn't he have a UFC fight coming up?
Yeah, he's fighting. Oh yeah, he's fighting. What's his name? Gilbert Burns.
Burns.
I think he's gonna get
smoked.
He's gonna get smoked.
Burns looked good last time he was out. Yeah, I think this may be Masvidal's like check to just kind of get him on his way out.
Yeah, he's got they got who's the main fight? Roy Jones Jr. is fighting Anthony Pettis in
boxing
in his boxing promotion, and then they have Jeremy Stevens is fighting Jose Aldo, and who do they have? They have one more. This other guy, Jacare Salza.
Yeah,
he's fighting. I think he's fighting Vitor Belfort.
But it's all boxing.
Yeah, all boxing.
Interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, there's some pretty good fights.
Yeah, Jacare. I remember he was a good MMA fighter.
Yeah. and then Vitor, of course.
Yeah.
But the question is Vitor is it gonna be
Is he
TRT?
Is he gonna throw? My question is he gonna throw a kick? That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah. I hope he's like fully juiced
To the gills. Yeah. Wes, you gonna watch the spring ball coming up? Spring ball's like around the corner. It's like it's close.
I really don't watch a lot. I mean, I watch at that time I started watching college baseball. I was watching Arkansas had a weekend series against LSU, who's the number one team in the nation. They really got some really good pitching. They took the first game and then lost the last two. They actually got whooped the last two. But I usually don't watch the spring games. I mean, it's probably better than watching the XFL, but
it will be.
Yeah, but usually, I mean, the weather gets good, so you start to get out more during the spring. Especially, I got to get out and do things before it gets too hot.
What do you got to go do before it gets too hot? Get a tan?
I don't know. Just get out and do stuff.
You got to go to Costco?
Once it gets too hot, man, I don't like going outside and doing things.
Are you one of those where you go get all your chores done like early in the morning, and then you get home and you can just chill the rest of the day?
Oh yeah. I like to get things knocked out, and then I can be home and I can take my my meds and chill out.
So you're one of those who do the honey-do list early, right? You do the honey-do list early. James, what about you? When do you do the honey-do list?
What's the honey-do list?
Yeah, you're full of shit. You run the errands. When do you go run the errands?
Like on a daily?
Sure.
When I gotta do that normally. Like I don't know. After I gotta do it like right away. Before when I get off, I gotta go pick up the kids, and then I gotta I'm constantly on the go after that. And
so you do a honey-do list every day?
Yeah.
Go to HEB. Yeah, we're one of those people that go to like HEB on a daily basis.
Like I don't go shopping for like the month or the week.
You just do it daily.
Yeah.
Ooh, son, you better than me.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's just how it is, I guess.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I gotta go do my run for the month. I do 2 runs. I do one run like on the 30th, and then I'll do another run like on the 12th of the month, and then I'm done. Cause I don't know. I need all my supplies. What it really was it 3 years ago now? When it froze in February of 21, when we had that big ass freeze, dude, I was screwed. I had nothing. I had nothing at the house. No supplies. Nothing in the freezer. Because I was like, I'll just pick something up here, do something like that. But after I got my tax return after that freeze, dude, I went and bought like $2,000 worth of supplies. Batteries, candles, radios, flashlights, food, meat to put in the freezer. I was like, I'm going to stay stocked. I learned my lesson that time. Wes?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy just because, I had food, but I couldn't cook anything.
Oh, you had no power.
We finally remembered that when I was in house, my roommate had a propane grill in the closet, and we pulled that bad boy out finally. But man, it was tough going. Like you were just eating chips or just bread.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you if y'all had because I was cooking in my fireplace. I just took the grates off the pit and I just used the firewood because that was the only way it could stay warm was the fireplace. And so I just use the coals and I just cook off that.
Yeah. I hate the cold, man. I don't know how people do it.
Well, you don't want to move to Dallas.
It ain't cold here.
Y'all get snow?
We get snow, but like I'm talking about, I don't understand how people live in places where it's snow on the ground for months.
Yeah, like Buffalo, New York. How there was like blizzards and I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like it's still snow on the ground in like Minnesota. I saw somebody else, one of my friends there in Nebraska. They got snow on the ground. No, come on, that's too much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming upon that time where Wes got to do his goodbyes. 8:59. Wes, you got anything you want to tell the people?
Oh man, just everybody take care of your peoples, check on them, that kind of thing. Thanks for watching. I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow night. We're doing top 5 all-time defensive tackles. Should be interesting. I mean, James, you gonna be ready for that?
Yeah, I'll Google 5 minutes before the show.
We got to get Wes. It looks like. Have you seen Wes improving like every week? We might have to give him his own show. Wes, you trying to get your own show? What you trying to do?
Oh man, man, you got on me, so I have to try to. I'm trying to be more professional.
I love it.
Just working on it.
Wes, you're so beautiful, man. I love the spirit. You're so beautiful. It's like you
Oh,
like
man.
Eddie. You like Eddie Murphy and Coming to America. You just doing everything beautiful. I love it.
Man, I don't have any money, Paul. If you're trying to butter me up, dude, I'm
Hey,
broke.
man, I just need you. I just need your energy, my friend. I just need your energy.
Trying to extort you.
I ain't looking for. I ain't trying to do nothing else. I ain't trying to do
Hey,
nothing
I
else.
appreciate it, man, and I love seeing you guys, man. So I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, brother. Be careful. Drive safe.
Peace.
Later,
Adios.
man.
Yes. Right.
James, I watched a little bit of movies this weekend. I've been watching some films. What did I watch yesterday? I watched Street Kings, I think like 3 weeks ago. You seen that with Keanu Reeves?
No.
Street Kings back in 2008.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
think I've seen it.
And then another movie I got to watch, I think last night was gosh dog, what was it? It was on HBO Max. Let me see if I can pull it up, see what I was watching. What about you, man? Anything new coming out from Marvel? I know you're a big Marvel fan.
They got I forgot what's coming up next. I forgot what they have coming out. I know they have some stuff coming out. They have the Loki series. Loki, the second series, second season, I guess you would say. I finished up watching that on Netflix.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So this dude's like I guess he's a serial killer, you could say. But I'm gonna start watching The Last of Us also.
On HBO?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna start that tonight. I heard it was pretty good. I really didn't play the video game, but I've heard nothing but good things about it.
That's the one with Pedro Pascal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pedro's all over my social feeds right
He's
now.
pretty big right now.
I don't
He's
know what
got
it
that, and then Mandalorian as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's pretty big.
Kind of taking over for the.
And he's from San Antonio, right? Is he?
No, man, he's from Chile.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Well,
Chilean.
wasn't he like
Maybe he
brought
grew up there.
Yeah, I think he was.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
He may have grown up there. I know that somebody asked him like, who has the best tacos, Austin or San Antonio? And of course,
yeah.
he said Austin. I was like, that's cool. They're good. Who's got the best tacos in Texas, James? Who's got the best breakfast tacos? We never answered that question. Breakfast tacos or breakfast sandwiches?
Well, lately I've been doing the sandwiches.
Okay.
But if I go to tacos, I go to La Fonda in San Marcos just because it's like right down the road from my work. But it's like really good.
Where's that at? Like what intersection?
It's off of 35, right by like Pluckers in that area.
Okay, yeah. So Wonder World.
Right next to Dairy Queen. You know where Dairy Queen like.
So 123 and
Yeah,
35
yeah.
next to the Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's on the frontage road side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just past the Dairy Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
We're all talking about these towns. Gonna be like, I know where that is. Yes, you do. You probably do. That's all good. I don't know. Breakfast sandwich. You're doing the sausage biscuit with cheese. I mean, sausage biscuit with egg.
Mm-hmm. For McDonald's at least.
Yeah, from the Arches.
Yeah, there's this place off the square, and they got some pretty good breakfast sandwiches as well. I've had it only one time, but
Lots of commercial real estate coming up over there off the square.
yeah.
Lot.
Yeah.
Asking a lot too. I've been looking. I don't know about y'all, but I've been looking.
Yeah, that's a hot spot right there, right on the square.
Maybe
Friday nights, weekends.
one night a week.
Yeah, I would say. Well, like as the week like starts to wear on, it gets a little more active. Like Thursday night, Friday night, and stuff.
I'm such a big fan.
I haven't been down there that much
Okay.
lately. Yeah,
It is what it is.
yeah,
I'm a big fan. Real big fan.
I know.
You'll see me there.
I know that.
Maybe. You have to try to find me, though. You may be able to find me. I don't know. Maybe one night I'll turn up. Turn up like, what's that song called? Such an old song now that I think about it. That Waka Flocka song. Can't think of what's top of my head.
Not much of a Walker fan.
Why not?
I don't know.
Okay. Too old?
I guess so. Yeah, kind of just I don't know. Whole lot of noises.
You like your rappers to mumble? Is that what it is?
Do what?
You like your rappers to mumble?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get it.
If it sounds good, I'll listen to it.
So you got a good beat.
It's gotta have a good beat.
All right. Fair enough. You all right, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm tired,
I'm
dude.
tired. Me too. I'm dragging. I'm no doubt about it. I'm dragging. Ain't no doubt about that bad boy. I'm completely exhausted.
It was a Monday today. I hate to say it and let the day dictate like the mood for the day,
Yeah,
but it
for
was
sure.
just like a Monday today.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
Absolutely.
But I don't like to be like, man, I'm over today because, you know,
So-
I like to take advantage of all the time that you have. So
Definitely. You got to make sure you kind of use all of it. Because if
Mhm.
you don't, you're just going to dread. You'll
Yeah.
be like, why didn't I use all that time? Hey, you got to make it. You got to make it happen for what it is.
Yeah. I hate waking up, or I hate seeing people that like some shit goes wrong in the morning. They're like, oh, today's gonna be that fucking day. I'm fucking over today because you're just like throwing the whole day away already.
Yeah, you don't even
You
know what
know?
that day's going to bring you.
Yeah.
But then there are times where like it's the middle of the afternoon, and you're like, well, this day went to crap.
Yeah.
You're like, what are you going to do? You better ride it out
Yeah.
because you don't know what's going to happen. Let's see. 9:06. Anything else before we get out of here?
No, nothing I can think of.
Any big events coming up?
Just at UFC next weekend. WrestleMania, WWE is this weekend. I got
Okay.
invited to a watch party, so I'll be hanging out.
So do you follow it regularly?
Nah.
Not really.
My kids do, but
Mhm.
my son's real into wrestling, so I'm gonna take him over there. He'll have a good
Okay.
time. But I mean, we used to like my circle of friends that I grew up with. We like hardly hang out now, so we used to use WrestleMania because we used to watch wrestling when we were younger. So we used to use WrestleMania as a time to get together.
It's like the Super Bowl of WWE.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty. I mean, it's fun. Like I like it. I like watching it. It's pretty ridiculous, but it was more of a time to just like catch up with with friends and stuff. But
Right.
we don't do that no more. So
But you're doing it this weekend.
yeah, with different friends.
Okay. Different friends. All right.
Yeah,
As you get older, your circle of friends will transform.
yeah.
Shout out to your brother on his
Yeah.
awards.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, he won the. Let's see, I had it loaded up here. So he won the award at the Austin Comedy Film Festival for the Best Texas Film Award. Yeah, pretty badass. Proud of
He
him.
got to see one of his films on the big screen too, right?
Mhm, yeah, which yeah, must be badass.
Yeah. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, he deserves it. He works his ass off.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
All right. Shout out, Joseph. Do
Yeah.
your thing, man.
might get him on Dark Side soon.
Put your name on the map.
Yeah.
All right, guys. James,
Drag me with you.
somebody take me, please. 9:08. All right, man. Let's wrap it up.
Alright. Defensive tackles tomorrow.
DTs.
I'll do my homework tonight.
It's pretty. It's not too. It's not
I got a list already.
really.
Yeah. Well, I'll wait till tomorrow to reveal.
You want to do any honorable mention? Give me one honorable mention name that's not going to be on your list tomorrow.
Dude, I could barely put together 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing that I can't think of off the top of my head. We talked about a lot today. OBJ, where's he gonna land? Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow.
That's another one. It's turning into, it's just like.
Here's why it's interesting. The reason it's interesting is because he's not gonna take you to the Super Bowl, but he'll win you a Super Bowl. And
Yeah, that is
if the
true.
Rams aren't evident of that, I don't know what is.
Yeah, that is true.
It's like he ain't gonna give you 16 games. He ain't gonna give you 17, but he'll give you 1. That's all somebody needs, especially an old quarterback.
All right.
All right, guys. We appreciate y'all tuning in. As always, respect yourselves. Not respect yourself. What am I talking about? This is a different show, Paul. It's a different show. Love yourselves. Love your neighbors. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Adios.